Hello and welcome to the Geats Clip Show event, brought to you by Jelly Beans and a dentist near you. I'm your host, Zio Agito. Hey, who put that there? I'll have you know that my Geats reviews typically skew in the high 90s. Come on. You know the reason why. That's right, joining me for a 30-second look at one of my credit cards is Galaxy Blade. That's right, Zio, I've ran you into more financial debt than you can even realize. So, let's get to what the DGP up till now has been up to. The DGP is a game show done by folks from the distant future and has taken place at various points in time. The contestants are actually handpicked by the audience, meaning who they bet on is literally their personal pick. So G must be raking it in just like all the tokens I am spending on this Pachinko mobile game. Thanks for them wacky numbers, and speaking of wacky numbers, Ace certainly isn't 2,000 years old from the looks of his entry origins. Being plucked from the crowd while standing up to the Jamato in high school, that's how he's in the game. Winning ever since. We do get some insight into the previous winners, with some wishing to rule nations, others wealth, and one that may likely be a tease for Ace's mother wished for a child. I think you might be looking too into things, like how Neon supporter Kyun is looking too into her life. Looking into things is kind of my thing. Huh? What's going on with the signal? We interrupt this recap episode to talk about the Jamato. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, this was my time! Alien Kuga, you're back? My fear, my pain, they're returning. You know what? You handle the rest of this play.
He looks like a nice guy.
Go. Alien Kuga, you look like you can throw down in the ring. I might have a gig for you down the line.
I might take you up on that. Until then, I'm gonna go back to having a real career.
Anyway, while Zio copes, the DGP gets hijacked in favor of the Jamato Grand Prix, as the Jamato were literally created by the DGP to just serve as antagonists, but they've grown too sentient after getting all of that human fertilizer, so they just want somewhere to live, leading them to having their own Jamato God of Desire. Oh, they're attacking now. So I'm definitely getting paid overtime on Zio's dime. So let's go.
With the Jamato on the loose, it's time for Furry Frenzy to kick things off, with these weed whackers going to work. Ace gets the gift of Nitro with the boost buckle and taking the friction burn to the crops. But what's this? G and Mbetoba are spectating yet again, but in comes Yakuza-looking guy, Human Kekera, and Neon Mega Simp we met a few episodes back, Kyun. So let's see this. Oh. It's a CG clusterfuck. I'm not. Oh wait. Who's got that sultry Spanish beat to their henshin? That's good enough to go through the proper methods to license. Pew pew beams from CG in the background with Geats beatdown in the foreground. Zio, you good now?
Yeah, I think I'm good. Alright, bet, because my last transaction actually got declined. Oh yeah, that's because I canceled the credit card the second you got to look at it. So, I hope you enjoy identity theft charges. You what? That's it. I've been saving this ever since you got your upgrade. Introducing Jack Form. We are gonna settle this outside. Where? Denny's parking lot. be there. Or be square. Oh, shit. Can't see without my glasses. Don't you laugh at that. Yes, I will certainly see you over at Denny's. With this episode of Geats, we get the disgusting CG mess that are Kamen writers Kikera and Kyun. And with that, we're not going to talk forms. These are both ass. But that henshin jingle, though... Rating time! This episode was an informative recap episode that managed to satisfy a few questions while still piling on a few more while we're at it. We don't know exactly how the crew survived the whole Jamato wipe last episode, and how they were able to pump out new Jamato so quickly. Like, are there other gardens out there that we just don't know about? But yeah, this episode is a recap, so it's just honestly gonna be getting the buff up B. I think that my theory of the audience members really just being avatars for real people in the future is seeming a little bit more plausible, as when Kikera shows up, he makes a comment about the human form he took, suiting him. And I went into this a little bit more on detail on the live stream on Friday, so if you want, you can go ahead and just check that one out. But I do feel that Jean and the others are just logging into the DGP from their own reality, with the people being seen are just their in-game avatar. However, since this episode does give us a bit more background on the DGP as a whole, and they went out of their way to say that one wish granted was the birth of a child, could that have actually been Ace? This episode makes it a bit more contradicting on the Ace front, since we see Ace as just a regular high school student when he was recruited in. However, since he didn't run from the Jamato and decided to take them on, it seems almost on instinct that he reacted. So, was he really a construct within the game waiting for this moment? Or just a random bystander for real? Thinking about it more, there's a lot of possibilities to how Ace can live within the modern society. Still technically have family as Jean mentioned episodes prior, and still be right about Mitsume being his mother. And for that, I'm thinking about DC's Hawkman as a bit of an inspiration, as Ace might just reincarnate as the games reset through time. Though now, he's just born to another family. He still retains the memories of his past lives and consistently searches for his previous goals. Now, there is also the possibility that Ace is actually not who he says he is, but is carrying on the memories of someone else, Mitsume's real child. And how that came to be still would remain to be seen. Otherwise, as I mentioned in the lead up, there's still some stuff I'm worried about from last episode to this one, and how things got to where they are at now. Also, how much funding Betterbum must have in order to fully jack the game, with the new goal from each side being who can snatch up the second Vision Driver first. I do feel that because of the Vision Driver being in Betterbumm's possession, she's likely to get a physical suit based off of Glare. But here's hoping that it's more than just a repaint and they actually do something more with it. So, what did you think about this week's Geats? Recap with a sprinkle of lore, the CG fighting, Jamatos on steroid fertilizer, and the new JGP. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm not gonna go to Denny's, but otherwise, until next time, bye.